Hello there. Honestly, in terms of YouTube reactions, there's nothing like starting a brand new show and then just wanting to continue. Because as you can see right now, I'm recording these episodes back to back, and I am planning to do a double upload premiere of Peaky Blinders, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Elie Moses, a 24-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia, absolutely shooting his shot. And today, we are up to episode 2 of Peaky Blinders season 1. I'm going to get right into the reaction. Episode 1 was absolutely sensational. Sensational. I loved it. From a technical perspective, absolutely brilliant. Performances, brilliant. There's so much depth in the show. It's so dense from the first episode. I can tell there's going to be a lot of information passed around from character to character. And you really need to pay attention to the dialogue to understand what's going around in the world, or what's going on in the world. And that is going to have an ongoing effect, or going to have an effect on a lot of characters and obviously the storylines that are going to play out. So yeah, let's get into the reaction. Let's have some fun with this thing. Let's absolutely smash it. Let's go. Oh, so the theme song is Red Right Hand. Oh, that's gangster. I love that.
I thought you said we were going to the fair.
We have business first.
Hey, we got Peaky Blinder Jr. in the back.
What business?
That's the Lee family.
Homie!
Johnny Dogs.
What do you know about France, you Warsaw gypsy bastard? So this is the horse.
And that's the car.
Make trade.
Hang on a minute. You're not swapping the family car for a bloody horse.
Of course we're not swapping it. Huh? That'd be mad.
We're gonna play 2 up.
Now that's an Aussie Anzac Day tradition. That's a dangerous game to play.
Yeah.
I knew it. See, I knew it. Tommy, you bloody idiot.
Shut up, Arthur. I won.
Right.
Promised Johnny I'd let him have a spin in the car if he lost.
Calm down, Arthur. Calm down.
You league boys laughing at my brother. Hey!
Tommy! Tommy!
I asked you
Come
a
on.
question.
Tommy, come on, it's just a crack. Get your family out of here, go and enjoy yourselves at the fair before they start a war. Huh? John Major? Once si ship si gata lingo, papa si slingo, once si lacha Roma. Well, lacha Roma.
Yeah, but his mom was a diddy-coy whore.
See, you don't want to instigate things like that. Obviously, got the razor blades in the cap. Yeah, that's, man. That's how you know they're Peaky Blinders, man. Razor blades in the cap, easy form of attack. Get the upper hand straight away. But there's a problem right here. You start a family war and things can go tits up. A cinematic good old pommy bashing. Love to see it. Telling you, man, the cinematography in this show is beautiful. Gotta love the wide shots. Gotta love the wide shots. Use the set to your advantage, man. Bring us into the world. I love it. I love it!
We will take them before last night's beer turns to piss and wakes the devils up.
Yeah, these two ain't gonna stop, man.
Freddie.
Prescription for iron tablets for Ida fucking Shelby.
Mrs. Donovan!
Now that's some useful information.
Come in and be quick.
I'm not coming in, she is.
Holy Jesus, it's the Shelby girl.
You've not seen her with me, okay, Mrs. Donovan? Just give her a cup of tea and let her stay until the police are gone.
She's the sister of those Peaky Blinder devils.
And yet, she's an angel. Come on, Ida.
What are you gonna do, Freddie?
Hey, I'm gonna have to leave town for a bit.
Gentleman would take off his hat,
She was...
put out his pipe.
Aunt Polly, she was... Was she Narcissa Malfoy in the Harry Potter films? But she looks awfully familiar. I think she was. I think.
So you specials only dare come here when you know the boys are away at the fair?
You mean your nephews? Their guns and their razors? Is it them you're lighting candles for?
No. I'm lighting candles for the boys from the garrison who lost their lives in France. There's a list there. Look, here you didn't make it to France. Inspector Campbell.
You've heard of me. I've heard of you.
Two characters that match each other's freak.
Grail you're looking for?
Matter of fact, it is the Holy Grail I'm looking for.
Hey, big up Monty Python.
Something precious, something stolen. Perhaps you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, yo,
Sorry. Misunderstood your intention when you pushed me against the wall.
Hey, all this in the church, really? The Lord is watching. And we doing this? We kissing in the church. We're bringing the police. What?
Arthur Shelby said you people would help us.
We don't know what you've lost. How can we help you find
Ah,
it?
man, there's a violation.
That I was speaking to the wrong man.
Violation.
Next time, I want to talk to the boss. Licky Tea Rooms, Friday, 10 o'clock. And when I say the boss, I mean Thomas.
Hey, you're in God's house, man. I'm pretty sure he's the boss. All right? Like, man. I love that. He wants Thomas. He knows Thomas is the boss. I'm pretty sure they're squashing that thing that Arthur is the head of the family. It's all a front. Thomas is the real brains of the operations.
Guns, the chain, the Marquis. All the ones that pay you to protect them. The only one they didn't touch was the garrison. Make sure people think we were in on it.
They even touched the church, man. That's
Smart as copper. You don't read the papers.
Writing papers.
Let me tell you the odds. I reckon it's 3 to 1 there'll be a revolution.
I wouldn't bet on that.
That copper's betting on it. He's not going to let it rest till he gets those guns back. Will you talk to him?
No. You don't parley when you're on the back foot. We'll strike a blow back first.
Man, I should have called some of the twists and turns last episode. That was my bad. I should have known from the get-go as soon as Tommy told Arthur. I think. That's all I need to know. As soon as he said, I think.
What are you doing?
We're having a fire.
Throw a ball for your picture of the king.
What?
Bring it to Waterloo Line.
Hey, they're striking their blowback.
Fly up to God, you know what you're doing.
Was that kid just drinking a pint?
You see, we don't want our beloved king looking down and seeing the things that have been done to us. So we are taking down his pictures.
But why are you burning them?
We went through hell for our king. Walked through the flames of war, write all this down. And now we're being attacked in our own homes.
Quote it.
These new coppers over from Belfast, breaking into our homes and interfering with our women. We don't think our king would want to see that happening.
Yeah, use the media to sway public opinion.
We're lighting fires to raise the alarm.
Smart.
May I ask you, in what capacity do you speak?
No capacity. I'm an ordinary man. I won gallantry medals at the Somme. I want you to write in your paper what's going on here. Go on, go.
Come on.
There's a telephone call for you, sir, on the London line.
There is? It's almost midnight.
It's Mr. Winston Churchill, sir.
Any newspaper report which may cause embarrassment to His Majesty is always referred first and as a matter of routine to the Home Office.
I will go down there immediately and arrest those involved.
No, you most certainly will not make arrests. If there are arrests, there will be trials. If there are trials, there will be more newspaper reports, which will necessarily mention the burning of the King's likeness. I put you in Birmingham for one very specific reason. Are you any nearer to finding those stolen guns?
We are making steady progress.
We need results. Good night, Mr. Campbell.
Sir, could I at least ask? Does this report name any of those involved?
It names a Mr. Thomas Shelby. The report mentions he's a war hero.
Hey, play your cards right. Play your cards right.
Good of you to join us.
Takes two to tango.
Where
You want
have you gone
tango?
away?
I'll make your life live in hell.
Couldn't sleep.
Side on.
Hi, what are you doing?
Ada. How late are you?
1 week. 5 weeks. 7 if you count weekends. I think it's a lack of iron. I got some tablets.
But they didn't work.
We might have Shelby Jr. on the way.
Keep bloody walking, Ada. If anybody sees us here, they'll know.
I'm not getting rid of it, Aunt Paul.
Just come home and we'll talk about it.
You get off me or I'll scream it, I swear.
All right, you want to do this on the street? Let's do it. Whose is it?
If I tell you, you'll tell them and they'll cut him to pieces.
Not if he marries you, they won't. Will he marry you?
I don't know where he is.
Jesus Christ, Ada.
Look, he's gone away, but he said he'd come back.
Yeah, but they all say they'll come back.
He's not like that. He's a good man, he promised. He will come back, Aunt Paul. I know he will.
Give me down the Spanish saddle, Joe.
Yes, Tom. Spanish saddle. He's a beauty, Tom. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful, yeah.
Just more problems. Now that Ada's having the child of Freddy. Yee!
Fine beast you got there, Thomas.
Bound by marriage.
Is it worth falling out with the Lee family over?
A souvenir. Is that a bullet with it?
Passing it on.
Is that a bullet with his name on it? Tommy carved into it?
War, the whole Lee clan. The guns and now this.
The guns are not spoken of. Right?
Tommy. Tommy. You mind how you speak to me?
Forgive me, Uncle.
It's Thomas Shelby against the old bloody world, right?
That's what it feels like. And I'm here for it. I cannot help but find it symbolic that last episode Shelby was riding into the episode on a black horse, and then now this episode, a white horse.
This is nice. Good boy. Good boy.
He was checking the hooves on the horse when he first found it. I don't know if the Lee family might have compromised it. Who knows?
Pain there, boy, eh?
I'm so sorry, Mr. Shelby. I'm Grace, by the way.
I know who you are.
What's his name?
He doesn't have a name.
Poor boy deserves a name.
You have something to say to me?
The other night she came into the pub when I was singing. She said singing wasn't allowed. I'd like there to be one night a week when they're singing. I think it would be good for everyone. Saturday nights. Harry was too afraid to ask you, so...
But you're not.
I am. But I love to sing.
You sound like one of those rich girls who comes over from Dublin for the races. Do you like horses? How'd you fancy earning some extra money?
Doing what?
Dig out a nice dress. I want to take you to the races.
I don't know. I feel like there's an inevitable love story here, which obviously will have some problems down the line. Oh, Monaghan, number 3. Let's go. Come on. That's a mini bookie right there.
How's it going? Frank, how's the leg?
Good.
Not bad, mate. Not bad.
Morning, Charlie. That's good, boss. How we looking?
Looking good, so mate.
Tommy. Stuff.
Tommy, they're all here for Monaghan, boy.
That's what I like to hear, Johnny boy.
And Paul wants to see you.
Is this the second race on Monaghan boy or the third? Because the money's piling up. Two episodes in a row with scenes in the cinemas. Arthur got his ass hauled out, and now Ada. Oh no, I feel like Thomas won't do that to Ada, but.
Tell me the man's name, Ada.
Rudolph Valentino.
He out here playing Christmas games, man. Like. Candor production.
Go on, now. I said, tell me his fucking name.
Freddie fucking Thorne. Yeah, your best mate since school, the man who saved your life in France. So go on, cut him. Cut him up and chuck him in the cut. Oi! I'm a Shelby too, you know. Put my fucking film back on.
And just like that. Hey, that name, Shelby, rings loud, ladies and gentlemen. Just like this man's name right here. So much pool.
So Monaghan boy finally lost.
The third race.
Third time unlucky.
Yup.
We took money from all over the city.
Yeah, but you'll pay it back to people around here. Buy your popularity back.
Already done.
Taught you well.
Nice.
And you fixed this race without the permission of Billy Kimber?
Obviously didn't teach you well enough. Rule 1, you don't punch above your weight.
Billy Kimber is there for the taking.
Says who? Says Tom in his Parliament of One. I ran this business for 5 years.
Yeah, well, I was away fighting, remember? Where I learned some things, such as you strike when your enemy is weak. And I thought you came here to talk family business.
I'll deal with it. You're too busy taking over the world.
Polly, it's about Ada. I need to know.
Ada wants you to give Freddie this letter. She wants Freddie to know she's having his baby. He deserves an opportunity to do the right thing. I say we give them a chance.
Yeah, I say allow it as well. For now.
For a woman who's had a hard life with men, you're still full of romance, eh? What do you think Freddie sees in our Ada?
It's Freddie's business.
No. No, I'll tell you what he sees. He sees machine guns and rifles and ammunition and some glorious revolution.
What is it you really don't like about Freddie?
She'll have no life with a man on the run. If you can't see that, you can't see much.
Damn them for what they did to you in France.
Tell Ada Freddie went to America. Oh, Russia. Polly, it'd do no good for Ada to bring a baby into the world alone. Paul, listen. The truth is, you would have hit me with that thing if it weren't for the fact that you know I'm right.
Man, the lead...
Thought I heard someone knocking.
Listen, Thomas Shelby really reminds me of Tony Soprano in a sort of way, when, you know, all the mob boss things, when everything's going right in sort of like the mob side of things, like he's an individual that had to balance his two worlds, his family lifestyle and then obviously the mob life. But however, in this case, it's a complicated situation where the entire family is completely aware of what's going on, and in fact some of the main family members like Arthur, Polly, have been involved and directly involved in the illegal activities. But in this case, this is a situation where Thomas Shelby's past and a best friend since his childhood has directly been involved in his family, and what's more, directly involved in having a baby with your sister? Is it his younger sister? So yeah, like it's, oh man, it's a complicated situation, but it's a problem he didn't, you know, foresee happening and didn't need at the moment, especially with all the things going on with the inspector. You know, he's fighting a war on that front. He doesn't want to have to fight a familial battle as well.
Couldn't get back to sleep.
The longer you leave it, the worse it gets.
Is she gonna have to abort?
You know the words. You're a whore. Baby's a bastard. But there's no word for the man who doesn't come back. One day, on your wedding day, you'll have a good man on your arm.
You don't want to make...
And you'll say, Polly, thank you for common sense.
You don't want Ada to make the same mistake she did. I noticed in this scene as well, Polly, you know...
This woman's in Cardiff. We'll take the train tomorrow. Go to the castle afterwards for a treat.
Polly's gowning the white in this scene as well as a symbol of, you know, purity and chastity. And that's what's been taken away, or already been taken away from Ada. But this is a big decision. And then yet again, Shelby riding the white horse this episode as well. Man, you gotta love the artistic backdrops they have with the inspector.
I chose this place because it is outside both of our jurisdictions.
Do
you want tea?
Inspector, I responded to your invitation because I want us to understand each other. I'm a businessman. I want to make my business successful.
And I want my city run peacefully.
Well, if the city is peaceful, business can thrive.
So we're on the same side.
I think perhaps we could be.
How can we be on the same side when I see things like this?
When you have two goats interacting with one another.
My men found this in the bedroom of a known communist. It has your sister's name on it. It was obvious she'd been sleeping in his bed. Are you also in bed with the communists, Mr. Shelby?
I do not share their fantasy. And as for my sister, I've already dealt with the situation.
Freddie Thorne is at the very top of my list.
I'll cross him off. He won't be returning to the city. I'll make him part of our deal.
What deal?
You and your specials will leave my businesses alone from now on. No more raids into our territory, no more smashing up pubs, no more lifting my runners. You will turn a blind eye to all of my gambling operations. Also, I am planning an expansion onto the racetracks. I intend to do business with Billy Kimber. He runs most of the legal trackside betting outside of London. He has policemen on his payroll. I want you to put in a word with the Chief Inspector of Gloucestershire that his men should leave me alone when I make my move.
Forgive me, I don't seem to have a pen.
That's some major terms.
Long list of demands.
He came prepared.
What do I get in return?
I have what you're looking for. I have the guns.
So good. So good.
Guns?
We're not here to play games.
Wait.
25 Lewis machine guns, 50 carbines, 10,000 rounds of ammunition, all in a crate bound for Libya, stolen from the BSA factory proofing bay. I'm guessing they sent you to Birmingham to get those guns back. Well, it's me that has them. I've left word with men I trust that if I am taken into police custody for whatever reason, those guns will be shipped to Liverpool.
Ooh.
From there, they will be sent directly to Belfast.
Not the
and
Scousers.
to the Irish Republican Army. All your good work in Ireland will be undone. Each stolen weapon is numbered and marked. If I sell them to the IRA, it won't be long before Mr. Churchill finds out. I imagine you got into enough trouble over the burning of the King's photographs. That was just a taster. If those guns reach Belfast, your life in the force is over.
Boom. Checkmate,
When
pussy.
I've achieved what I've set out to achieve, I will let you know where to find the guns. You'll be a hero. You'll probably get a medal. I'm a fair man. It's a fair offer.
The power
Can we have a deal?
of the guns in the palm of my hands.
I need an answer. Right now.
You're a careerist.
But I'd prefer if we don't shake hands on it.
Now, why would I shake the hand of a man who didn't even fight for his country?
Bomber clot! Damn! Hold that! Damn! That was, hey, can we talk about, oh man, how fantastic that scene was? You know, the extreme close-up shots, and I don't know, I feel like I love the framing right there in terms of like when it had the reverse shot from behind the shoulder of Cillian Murphy, behind the shoulder of Thomas Shelby, even though his face was much more enlarged in the screen or engulfed the screen, like, so Inspector Campbell in that scene right there, when it racked focus on his face, his face was covered by Shelby's shoulder a lot of the time. And then you saw him as the offer was, being told to him. He just sort of retreated and, didn't make as much eye contact with Shelby anymore. And then when it cut to the reverse shot of Shelby's face, I don't know. I just feel like his face was much more prominent. And it wasn't looming over the shoulder of Inspector Campbell. Now, I don't know if that's a way from the filmmakers to say that Shelby is controlling the conversation right there. He was dictating the terms. He was the one imposing his authority over Inspector Campbell, the police officer himself. And despite, his authority right there, it was Thomas Shelby who was controlling the scene. He's the one, like I said, imposing his authority. And you thought to yourself, all right, Inspector Campbell, what do you've got to say? But no, Shelby came, the terms, the demands, the pen. He came with a strategy. He said what he wanted to say, and bang, checkmated him. Like the inspector, there had nothing else. He had no clapback. His only ace he had up his sleeve was the thing on Ada. Was, her being in bed with a known communist in Freddy. And straight away, Shelby's like, I've dealt with that problem. And I felt like Shelby was smart this episode. And it just goes to show how smart of a man he is to deal with the Ada problem first before even thinking of meeting with the inspector first. And yeah, he dealt with that problem. He told him, I've dealt with that already. And, if Freddy comes back into the fray, there you go. It's part of the terms. But as for now, this is what I want. These are my objectives. You're going to help me get these objectives. And in return, I got what you need, baby. Oh, that was such a fantastic scene. Oh, such a fantastic scene. Tight grip close-up shots. And that's all you needed. That's all you needed. And even though, both these actors, I don't know if they work out, but clearly, Cillian Murphy himself, he's not a big bloke. But the way the show portrays him out to be, and the way he is framed, and I think it's just his on-screen presence, he's made out to be this large, imposing figure that, intimidates everyone, despite, his build not being incredibly massive. Like, he's a skinny bloke. But yeah, I think the way he's framed, the way he acts, and the way others react to him, that adds so much to his character, and his Hulk-like presence, I say, on screen. Because you had him walk away right there, and then you cut to the wide long shot of Inspector Campbell right there, lonely at the table. But I felt like there was a reason they cut to that wide long shot right there, in terms of like, Inspector Campbell was a small pawn in that scene right there. He was made out to be a small individual despite his status. I could be completely wrong, but that was just my thoughts on that scene. That was a fantastic scene. I doubt that scene or that conversation will be top this episode. I don't care about the guns of violence. I'm more interested in the psychological warfare here, man. Like, the games at play. This is the main ace he has up his sleeve. He might call her into action now.
I have new information. Thomas Shelby is now the beginning, the middle, and the end of your mission.
Yep. Ray's gonna have to try and crack Thomas Shelby. Is she gonna be his one weakness?
So what shall I do?
It hurts me as much as it would a father sending his own daughter into a whorehouse, but no matter how repugnant it may be,
that's a desperate card to play.
You must do everything you can to get close to him and find out where those guns are heading. Of course, when I say everything, I don't mean.
You underestimate me in every way.
Grace is ruthless, man. Grace is ruthless. I'm not gonna underestimate her.
Yeah. After the crown, Wish to God circumstance hadn't chosen you.
That's what I'm trained for.
She a Black Widow,
I'm
man.
late for my shift.
What's happened now, man? Now, is it... Oh, the horse.
So those Lee bastards cursed him.
Whatever it is, he says it spread to the other feet.
It's going to his heart by tomorrow, I say. Seen curses like this twice. Can't take them back, Tom. No.
I told you, Tommy. Let our enemies to have them black blood gypsies. Get out. Get out, Curly.
You're gonna put the yeah, he's gonna put the horse out of its misery. This is a real death here. This ain't the one like Danny last episode. Now with Grace and the scene with Inspector Campbell at the play, I don't know, I think it's Sam Neill's fantastic acting in that scene right there, and I don't know if it was a little bit subtle, but it seems like I think his feelings toward her are more than just a professional relationship. I feel like he has personal feelings for Grace, and it hurt him to, you know, instruct her to go sleep with the enemy. And pass her on, not pass her on to Thomas Shelby, but have her conduct her mission with obviously Shelby and what she's gonna have to do, especially after having that conversation with Shelby. He didn't want to have to play that card, but it seemed like a father-daughter relationship, but I felt like in that scene his true feelings rung out for her. And I know it might be an early call, but I feel like he had real passionate feelings for her than just, you know, a father-daughter like relationship right there. Grace might get in real deep, man. She might. You never know.
Just give me a drink. He looked at me the wrong way. It's not a good idea to look at Tommy Shelby the wrong way.
Hey, he really... He's got a soft spot, but he doesn't want to reveal that to Grace. You gotta uphold his character.
You know, in France, I got used to seeing men die. Never got used to seeing horses die. They die badly.
I don't get a dress like you asked. Thanks. Cheltenham's grand affair, is it not?
The king will be there.
King George?
Nope. King Billy Kimber and all his men.
What must I do?
For £2, you'll do what I ask you to do.
I want 3. If I am meeting a king, I won't be wearing a cheap dress. And I asked you to let me sing. It's part of the deal now, too.
Since when?
Since you nearly smiled.
She good, man. She good.
Saturday nights, open and easy. Everyone gets to sing their song just like we did in Dublin.
You never worked in Dublin. So don't lie to me. I asked around about that pub you said you used to work in. I have friends over there. No one has heard of you. My guess is You're a girl from a good family who got herself pregnant.
It's not something I want known.
And bringing a child into the world alone ruined your life. Right. So I'm right. And Polly is wrong.
Right about what?
Doesn't matter.
Looks like it matters to you.
Family business.
Kanye West.
You won't tell anyone my secret.
Do you think I tell people things? So what do you sing?
Anything you want.
Right. Get up on a chair.
Happy or sad?
Sad.
Okay. But I warn you, I'll break your heart.
Already broken.
After what he's been through. You know what I didn't expect this show to delve deep into? Obviously, it being set really close after the end of World War One, and it's funnily enough, I've been watching Band of Brothers and the Pacific as of late, and you see the post-traumatic stress, you see what the soldiers actually went through in that show, and I love how that's being reflected post-war in this show as well, with Thomas Shelby and his his post-traumatic stress disorder. If it is that, or like, you know, his nightmares he's having, how the recollections of the war he's having at night, and how those events are keeping him up at night. Even with Danny last episode, some soldiers are so far gone, and there was a comment just as of late, about an hour ago, one of my Pacific reactions that talked about, if you returned from the war, this was World War II, we're dealing with one of the reactions of the Pacific, and you were back then, obviously there wasn't as much of there wasn't much, you know, of a highlight in society on mental health, and you were seen as weak, almost as if you couldn't deal, you were expected to sort of toughen up and deal and cope with the events that happened, but no one really, like, you just had to be there to witness it. And I love how the Pacific and Band of Brothers had shed even more light on the events those soldiers went through. Those shows are an experience, and I love how this show is actually dealing with that. And there was a quote in one of the one of the Pacific episodes, that a father was talking to his son, who was about to enlist, and his father was a medic during the Great War. And his father was talking about, I've healed so many wounds, or like I've mended flesh. I've seen flesh being ripped apart, and I've had to treat it. But there's one thing that, you know, those soldiers have taken away from them, and that is their soul. And their soul is completely tarnished forever, due to the war. And I love how that's being reflected in a lot of the characters in this show too. And I didn't expect it to be, but it's clearly reflected here in Thomas Shelby. And those scars are going to be carried forever. And his soul was completely tarnished from those experiences. And I absolutely love it.
And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band.
Cinematography's clean in this show, man.
There's more carriages over there that are going to be empty.
Great set at the end right there. I have the high ground now.
Freddie,
You came back?
I got a tip-off.
Freddie, Tommy will kill you.
It's Tommy who tipped me off. Maybe he's got half a heart after all. Tommy got a message to me. Said get out of town. Take her with you. So, Ada Shelby.
No way.
you marry me?
Did Tommy really get that message off?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What does Aunt Polly think about this? Yo, I'm trying to find out what's Aunt Polly's facial expression. Oh, she's smiling. Okay.
Right.
Nah,
Get on this bloody train and get out of here. Come on, both of you.
this is
Freddie,
sus.
come on.
This is sus. Yeah.
Cardiff's okay. Anywhere but here's okay.
We're not going anywhere, Ada. We're going to stay here. We're going to marry here. I'm not afraid of Tommy Shelby.
Where did my man go, and how come he came back with such confidence? I mean, if you got Tommy's word, then... Oh, did Tommy have a change of heart with Ada because of him having to take the life of the horse, and he didn't want his sister to take the life of her newborn child in that way? He doesn't want to be cursed, if that makes sense. And he has his sister's best interest at heart, or the child's best interest at heart, and it just goes to show that Tommy does have that soft spot. And I don't know, am I wrong in saying that? Because I feel like what this show has shown me so far is that I don't really know Tommy's next move a lot of the time. You know, never let him know your next move. But it seems like maybe he did send the letter or tip off Freddie right there. And he made that decision after the horse, after taking the life of the horse, and he doesn't want to lose another innocent life. So I could be right. I could be wrong. So yeah. That was just my assumption there. You know, because it seemed like you had the symbol of purity this episode with the horse. Even Aunt Polly at points donning the white attire or the white gown. And he didn't want to see another innocent life being taken away. With Ada going to Cardiff to get the abortion. So maybe he did have a change of heart, and maybe, yeah, this episode has shown that Tommy Shelby, the hard man, does indeed have a soft spot.
He's coming. Sends a play, John Boyd sends a play. Go play snap with Finn.
Did you want whiskey as well?
No, just beer.
Why no whiskey, Tommy? You expecting trouble? Jesus Christ, Tommy, what the hell made you let them sing? It's like they're strangling cats out there. All right, 20's the play, come on. And what did make you change your mind, though, Tommy? Yeah, I mean, it's about time, Tommy.
Obviously, the friendship he had with Freddie as well.
Tommy took yourself a woman.
Just play the bloody hand.
You stay the way you are, Tommy. Remember what Dad used to say. Fast women and slow horses will ruin your life. Coppers.
No.
Is that the Lees? That is the Lees, right? I mean, it's all out war at the moment. Yep.
Holy shit.
Oh no, it's Billy Kimber.
It's Billy Kimber.
Is there any man here named Shelby?
Shelby. Who plays Billy Kimber? They haven't revealed it yet.
I said, is there any man here named Shelby?
Gotta give these men a drink. Everyone else go home.
Just like that. Clear out the joint. Let's talk terms, Mr. Kimber. We didn't need that aerial overhead wide shot of them clearing the streets, you know, from the pub, but it just, the lengths this show has gone through to get some fantastic shots, some fantastic wide shots, just brings the city of Birmingham to life even more. We didn't need that shot right there. We saw everybody clearing out, but I just love it. I just love it.
You go on.
But Mr. Fenton said...
Let's go on.
I've never approved of women in pubs, but when they look like that,
You said you wanted men called Shelby. You've got 3 of them.
Right, I never heard of you. And then I did hear of you, some little diddy coy razor gang. I thought to myself, so what? But then you fucked me over. So now you have my undivided attention. By the way, which one am I talking to? Who's the boss?
Well, I'm the oldest.
Clearly.
Are you laughing at my brother?
Yo, he trembling, man.
Right, he's the eldest, you're the thickest. I'm told the boss is called Tommy, and I'm guessing that's you, because you're looking me up and down like I'm a fucking tart.
I want to know what you want.
There were suspicious betting patterns at Kempton Park, a horse called Monaghan Boy. He won by a length twice and then finished last.
Nothing sus. Nothing sus.
£1,000 bet on him.
Which one am I talking to? Which one of you is the boss?
I'm Mr. Kimber's advisor and accountant.
And I'm the fucking boss, okay? Right, end of parley. You fixed the race without my permission. You fucking gypsy scum. What, live off the war pensions of these poor old Garrison Lane widows? That's your level. I am Billy Kimber. I run the races, and you fixed one of them, so I'm going to have you shot against a post.
Mr. Kimber. You were also at war with the Lees, Mr. Kimber, am I right? The Lees are attacking your bookies and taking your money. Your men can't control them. You need help.
How to turn tables.
Perhaps we should listen to what Mr. Shelby has to say before we make our decisions.
A useful ally.
Right, the Lees are doing a lot of talking at the fairs. They have a lot of kin. They're saying the racetracks are easy meat because the police are busy with strikes. Now, we have connections. We know how they operate. You have muscle. Together we can beat them. Divided, maybe not.
Mr. Kimber, perhaps we should take some time for reflection, possibly make arrangements for a second meeting.
I admire you, Mr. Kimber. You started with nothing and built a legitimate business. It would be an honor to work with you, Mr. Kimber.
So good. So good.
Nobody works with me. People work for me. Pick it up, Pikey.
This man has some attitude, to be fair.
Sit down.
It's for your ceiling.
Thank you, Mr. Kimber.
You gotta play your card right. You gotta play your cards right in these moments.
As will I.
Hey man, there wasn't anything sus about Monaghan. He just lost his 3rd race. He got outclassed. They didn't compromise him or anything. He just had an off day. He didn't warm up properly.
So you picked a fight with the Lees on purpose. Tommy, we can't mess with Billy fucking Kimber.
Get yourself a decent haircut, man. We're going to the races.
Oh, we going to the races in episode 3, baby. Man, this show is absolutely phenomenal. I'm loving it. 2 episodes in. 2 episodes in, I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I'm hooked. Oh, man, that was such a great episode. Oh, fantastic television all around, man. I'm speechless at the performances. The performances all around are absolutely fantastic. Like, I think I said it during the episode. I do not care about, you know, the bloodshed. That's not what's entertaining for me. I could sit all day here and watch these individuals talk. I said it with The Sopranos and The Wire as well, 2 shows which I've watched recently. And yeah, there was a lot of things going down in those shows, in terms of drug busts, drug deals, shootouts, whatever you want, name it, bloodshed, absolute mayhem at points. But it's the conversations from the actors themselves that carry the show, in my opinion. And every conversation in this show was freaking outstanding. The performances are top notch. Like, I could sit there and watch these characters at a table for an hour straight and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. Like that scene with Inspector Campbell and Shelby, negotiating the terms, I could watch all day. The scene right there with Billy Kimber, I could watch all day. I could watch all day because it's absolutely fantastic. I'm immersed in the world of Peaky Blinders. Like I'm there, and I'm locked and loaded, and it has my full attention. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my reaction. As always, it's been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless and peace.